So what does it really take to build something that lasts in the crazy, fast-moving world of crypto? Today, we're diving into a project called the Neo Vikings. They just hit a massive 3-year milestone on the Cardano blockchain. And honestly, it's a masterclass in how a community can build something amazing from the ground up.
And they kick things off with a really powerful announcement. This isn't just a party, you know? It's the mission statement that's basically framed their entire story. Right from day one, the whole point was about uniting people to bring something new and fresh to the ecosystem, not just for themselves.
3 years. I mean, in the crypto world, that's basically a lifetime, right? But for the Neo Vikings, this wasn't just about surviving. It was about actively forging a path. A period of constant building, testing things out, learning, and always getting better.
Okay, so to really get what they've built, we got to go back to the why. We need to look at their foundational philosophy, something they call the lore. This has been their North Star from the very beginning. And this right here, this focus on a comfortable environment, that's a huge deal. In an industry that is so often driven by pure hype, their goal from the get-go was stability and long-term sustainable growth. It's this deliberate, community-first approach that has really defined the whole project.
So what exactly is this lore they talk about? Well, think of it as their guiding doctrine. It's all centered on this ideal of honest, meaningful work. And according to their founder, this whole philosophy has only become more important over time, giving them a solid foundation of principles as the project has grown and scaled up.
All right, so you have this philosophy, but how do you turn that into, actual stuff? Well, this next part traces their journey, showing exactly how a group that started with just ideals became a full-on mining company with real-world operations. And this timeline, wow, it shows a really smart step-by-step plan. They start out in 2021 as a community guild. Then over the next couple of years, they get professional and launch a B2B service, which is a huge leap for a community project. And it all leads up to the successful NFT collection sellout in February 2024, which really cemented their place in the ecosystem.
And that B2B service, it wasn't just for show. It had a huge impact. In just a year and a half, they connected around 300 miners. Now that number is super important. It shows real, tangible utility and proves they could build a serious operational backbone. They went from a social club to a professional service provider.
Plus, they didn't go it alone. They teamed up with over 20 partners, which shows this awesome collaborative spirit. Instead of just building in a silo, they focused on creating a whole network to make the entire ecosystem stronger. Kind of like that old saying, a rising tide lifts all ships.
And here's the best part, right? All this success doesn't just sit with the company, it flows directly back to their community. They've set up multiple ways for their NFT holders to get rewards, mixing stable daily rewards with variable income from their own mining and their B2B operations.
Okay, so we've seen what they've been building, but the story goes deeper. They're out here claiming to have fundamentally changed the mining standards on Cardano. That's a big claim. Let's dig into what that really means.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really bold claim for any project to make. So how does a guild, a community, actually go about changing the standards for an entire blockchain? Well, the answer is in how they tackled some really common and really annoying problems.
This slide lays it out perfectly. It's like a before and after. On the left, you've got all the usual headaches in mining. Things are unstable, inefficient, and a lot of people just don't know what they're doing. And on the right, you have the Viking solution. They just tackled these problems head-on, building for stability from the ground up, constantly optimizing performance, and, this is so important, educating their community. They didn't just sell a product. They gave people a whole solution.
All right, so 3 years in the bag. What's next? Well, their anniversary message is all about the future, what they're calling the Neo Age.
And this quote, I think this really gets to the heart of it all. They see their relationship with the community as totally symbiotic. The goal is to help their members succeed because they believe that this shared success is what makes the whole project stronger. It's a win-win. So their path forward, it's not some crazy complicated roadmap. It's actually a pretty simple but powerful idea. Just keep evolving with Cardano and work to make the whole market a better, more positive place for every single person involved.
And that really leaves us with one big question to chew on. The story of the Neo Vikings is just a fascinating look at community-led growth. It makes you wonder, in this new digital economy, what does it truly take for a community? One that's built on a shared set of ideals,
to grow up and become a real market leader.